आप लोग जाएंगे? वैसे बहुत जिनके साथ प्रेम है सारे को 4 महीने के बाद कैंप करेंगे वाला देखते वो ऐसा तो देर पे बैठो करने बैठा चलो नहीं चलो इसको चलो सुनो कैंसर होगा आपने कैंसिल करा दिया अब डिजाइनर प्लान क्या है यार हिंदी मत बोलो सीक्वेंस ये है कि इस बार इन्होंने कह दिया कि हमारा है ये बढ़िया है। तो ये हमारा बात की तरफ से होता है। अब ये कहा है बात की तरफ से ये तो पहले पूछेंगे क्या बोलना चाहते हैं, आपका नाम है, आप बोलेंगे मेरा नहीं है सवाल का कोई इज्जत नहीं है, इज्जत की बात नहीं, इज्जत आए आइए ऐसा है क्यों कोर्ट में
I see correction of the Honorable Vice President, Wahali Singh, to commence the faculty. Written. Honorable Shri Wahali Singh, Vice President, North Zone, Honorable Members of the Tribunal, Honorable Shri
Pradip Kumar Kedia,
Departmental
Representatives,
Sanjay Sharma,
President Dedicated Sex Bar,
members of the bar, IT
staff,
and above all,
family members
of
of Shri Kedia.
I would begin by thanking the Honorable Vice President for giving
the ITAT bar
this large
courtroom for the court today,
and
the conference hall
for the
IT post this function.
The full
Court reference
on
on the retirement of a member
is
is a very rich tradition
to
to honor
not
not only the member
retiring,
who's retiring,
but to
but to the institution,
which
which in this case
is the
is the mother of all tribunals,
the
most respected and venerable institution, the International Tribal Tribe. In keeping with the program set for today,
on
on
behalf
behalf
of
of
the
the International Tribal Bar Association,
I
I
welcome
welcome all of you here.
We
We commence the program
by
by
the
departmental representatives honoring Shri Kedia with a bouquet.
On behalf
On
of the
behalf of the
ICT
ITAT Bar Association,
I
I
request
request Shri Vaza, President, to please make his address. Honorable Vice President of the Tribunal, Shri Mahavir Kedia, Honorable Members of the Tribunal, the Department of the respected family members of the case, my fellow esteemed colleagues at the bar, members of the legislature, ladies and gentlemen. Before I commence my formal speech, I'd like to share with you that the last 10 years, the bench has been organizing this function. They have been inviting us as guests, us and the departmental representatives as guests. And when Honorable Vice President came to the benches, this is one of the first things that we will start. And he was very clear, and rightly so, that a full reference is a ceremonial tradition. It is not a legal mandate. It's held to honor a judge on as foreign information. Why? The bar is required to initiate the proposal before the final approval and notify the event for it to be. So, it is actually a joint exercise requiring mutual consent with the benches administrative work in essential for it to take place in an official posting, and the bar conducting the proceedings thereafter. So henceforth, hopefully for the next 10 years, this tradition will follow. And probably from that, because I think this is the correct position, that we make a formal request. You agree to it administratively. And therefore, it is our function to be doing it. And it's exactly what he has done. Thank you very much for setting on the record. Now about Kedia. When I go through his achievements, you all find that he is baptism and fire. Hails from a very small village called Rampur in Bulgaria district of West Bengal. Imagine, tiny little place. And this is where he received his education and completed his matriculation. He thereafter moved where Rakesh Gupta, Dr. Rakesh Gupta, which he owns, virtually owns it. It's very high. And there he completed his education in science. And thereafter, in fact, he the BSc honors, which he completed in 1984. Thereafter, he took plunge into the CA profession and qualified as a chartered accountant in February 1989. Then he got employed for a brief period with the Minister in India, and then enrolled himself as a practicing chartered accountant from February 1990, and thereafter again. Now, a list of his achievements in terms of education. Which he passed in 1994, and an expert on corporate laws and mercantile laws. He didn't stress his education at that. He completed a certified program on coordinated resolution conducted by the Department of Law, University of Mumbai in December 2024. Then he practiced for 25 years. And in his practice, very few would have the kind of practice that he did, which is as an arbitrator for almost 15 years. Settling contractual disputes, stock exchanges, and commodity exchanges, and adjudicated 1,000 cases in September 1999 to 2015. And we have been very regular speakers with contracting in seminars, study circles, and work. And also author of the book, which is titled Law of Looking At, published by Slow India, decided, enough of service of the profession, now let me on the benches. And in May 2015, he joined the benches and served the Pune benches and the bar, and then he 10 years of illustrious service as an accountant member. He's authored nearly 6,000 cases on internet, many literature reported in the very reputed journals like Sutra, Textman, Ideas, India. So much. So when I said baptism by fire coming from nowhere and getting it here, indeed, it's a great achievement and something for the family and all of us to be proud. Sir, I am older than everyone sitting here on the deck who are past 62. And 6 months, exactly 6 months older than you. So I used to wonder, people of 50 के उपदेश study as a right to read and feel I also had to do so. So please bear with me. Please bear with me. Sir, you also do that. Sir, you also do that. Sir, often yes, working endlessly. Sometimes you find out what is not visible to the naked eye. Unravel and unearth many a time what is not done being done by the department. That's just happens. And it's perhaps it comes down to this thing started that is real. But that's my experience. Not generally, not frequently. So I have an experience of 35 years in the department where my father served the Indian department and retired in 1980. So I lived through that period. And 30 years in practice. And my experience has been that 99.9% of the judges who retire often think and often say to their close friends, they could have done things different. Wish they had done things different. Wish they were more social, less formal, less intense, less controlling, more chill, more kinder. I think they could have done less work for winning this opportunity to alleviate the suffering of people who are at the bottom and demand hanging an uncertain year with dedication hanging over the head for year on and out for year on. 2 years assessment and 5-6 years of failure comes to you. So they think that they get that. They think, why would we do that? If we had done that, my father thought so. And 4 years. So, and what is spirituality all about? It's all about relieving suffering. When you would have recollect, one of the parents we invited to and refused to come. A seminar on spirituality, a very unique program which we started. So, we couldn't happen because we had the war of Hiroshima. And I just thought, but I won't say turn comes. So, the objective of this seminar was almost 90. And my piece for peace and happiness would have been I don't practice it at all. Most lawyers don't practice what they say. Right? So, Mr. Mara says yes, sir, it is yes. So my peace and happiness would be acceptance is peace. No amount of anxiety can change the future. And no amount of regret can alter the past. Peace is found in acceptance. Accept imperfection. Accept uncertainty. Accept what is beyond your control. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to tolerate it. Or even forget it. But if you see peace, you must accept it. So this is what I would have said. And I feel that something you can't do, you should not worry about. Something you can do, you cannot wait. A football reference is certainly not a test for announcing the result of how a member has been. So, wish him all the very best. But football references are reference on a daily basis. The judge himself has to think on a daily basis as to how I would be referred to by the full court if it were to happen today. Sir,
you have been
you have been blessed with two beautiful daughters, lovely daughters. Beautiful together today, Shivangi and Kushi, and very nice, wonderful wife, Shri. We hope they will play very good, enriching, fulfilling, and like kids are coming for occasion functions or will annual functions. So it will be Katha more, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Katha. Thank you again. Now I request Sanjay Sharma, President of the Sex Bar Association. He said few words.
Hare Krishna,
Honorable
Honorable
Vice
Vice
President
President
and
and
the
the honorable members of the
Honorable
IGHG.
I believe
I believe
nothing
nothing
remains
remains
to
to
be said
be said
once
once our
President of
President of
IGHG
IGHG
completes
completes its
lecture
lecture
and
and
the
production
production.
about the
But
but
that
that
being
being the case,
as
as
we
we
heard
heard
the
the
journey of
journey of
Mr.
Mr.
Kedia,
Kedia,
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
very
very
inspiring
inspiring
that
that
small
in small
town
town he
grew up
grew up
and then
and
the
adorned
friends
the
of the
ranks of the
IGHG
IGHG
is a
is
really
a really
path
path
which
which
everybody needs
everybody
to
needs to
aspire
aspire
and to follow.
and follow.
We wish
We
you
wish you
all the best
all the
in this
best
new
in this
chapter
new
of
chapter
life,
of life,
and we are
and we are
sure
sure
that you're
that
going to
to
have some
have
new,
new
besides income tax,
besides income
we
tax,
going to
is
roll out
going
some
to
new
roll out
laws
some new laws
besides income tax,
besides income tax,
and we
and
would
it would
be
be
having a
having
prayer
a
to the Almighty
to
to give him
give
good
him
health,
good health,
and
and
thank you very
thank
much.
you very much, sir.
Sanjay Sharma.
Uh,
Would anyone from the bar like to address this gathering? Should we go ahead? I now request CITR administration, Shri Ranveer Singh, please address it.
Honorable Vice President of Security, Honorable Members of our committee, Honorable EP Kedia, my colleagues in the department, members of the bar, distinguished guests, family members of the delegation, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have assembled here to bid farewell to Shri Kedia sir. And I
And
take
I
this
take this
occasion
occasion
to reflect
to
upon some
reflect
of
upon
the
some of the
association
association
we
as
we are
he
head
has had
Kedia sir. And what I am speaking right now, going to speak right now, is basically based on my interaction with my colleagues also, who have worked earlier and who are currently working. So it is not my own personal opinion only. Sir, it is well known that justice is not about only about what is written in a particular order on piece of paper. To me, justice is a lot about the equal opportunity of being heard given to both the parties. The way proceedings are conducted in the court, the way level playing field is provided to both the parties. And if we see the journey of sir in the ITAT, particularly, we find sir that you have delivered justice on both the counts. And that is something that is made entering. So I take this opportunity to tell this audience here that you recognize it very well is where
the uneven
the
level playing
uneven
field between the
playing
department
field
representatives
between department representatives
and the other party.
and the other
The
party.
challenges departmental
Challenges departmental
representatives
representatives face on day-to-day basis.
and
And
we feel that
we feel that
while
while
recognizing
recognizing these challenges,
you have been able to
you
take
have been able to
into
take
consideration
into
our concerns
consideration our
very
concerns
deeply.
very beautifully.
For all these
For
kind
all
of
these
all
kind of
such
all
conduct,
such conduct,
sir, we
sir,
place
we place
our gratitude
our
on record
gratitude on record
for the way
for
you
the
have
way you
conducted
have
proceedings
conducted proceedings
in IT.
in ITT.
Now
Now
coming
coming
to
to
other
other aspect,
I was discussing 2 days back
I was discussing
with
few days back
what are his
with
plans
sir,
for
what are his
post-retirement
plans for
from the
post-retirement
government job.
from the government job. He said
He
that
likes, he loves
he loves rather
teaching,
teaching,
and he's
and
likely
he's
to
likely
join
to join teaching profession somewhere
and in
as a
part-time.
part-time.
And
And
so,
so sir,
जैसे
जैसे कि माधव साहब कह रहे थे उपदेश वाली बात, तो naturally what can be better platform to basically pour in your knowledge than the young students. I know they will be immensely benefited. Richness of your experience and the knowledge. And they would be indeed very fortunate. That all I can say. Similarly, from the spirituality angle also, to me, spirituality is lot about the liberation. And liberation is lot about if we are able to do something which we like or which we love. Often we keep doing the things which we do not really love or which we get bored of.
So now, in the post-retirement life,
in the post-retirement life,
if sir,
you are getting an opportunity
carry
to carry out a task or
carry
carry out some activity which you really love, so definitely that is something I would say that is your spiritual journey in this life. Sir, in the end, I will not take much time. We from the side of the department wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors. We wish you good health, wonderful family life ahead. And sir, please, we will try to that for that. Please stay associated with the department in some capacity or another, like giving lectures to the departmental officers, or in some whatever way you feel deemed fit. And we will contacting you also for that. So, sir, in the end, again, I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Dharamveer Singh Ji. And now I request CITDR Shri Jitender Singh to please come and address us.
Honorable Vice President, Honorable Shri Pradip Kedia sir, along with his family, Honorable members of ITAT, respected senior officers of the department, and members of BAR. It's an honor for me to share my personal feelings here. My previous speakers have spoken a lot, so I have my own experience to share. So kindly permit. This is my first experience in ITAT. And my maiden appearance in ITAT was only before Honorable Pradip Kedia sir. So, and memories of my first appearance before his court are still fresh in my mind. So, and sir came on dais with a very, of course, with sharp looks and a charming smile. And the first appearance, so I was very nervous. But in a couple of minutes, sir got me involved along with very new councils, and listened to everyone very fairly. Lordship, in my short stint, I have found you motivating young councils struggling with their arguments. That is the positive spirit of your Lordship. I'm a big fan of. Your Lordship have been deft at asking cutting and tough questions to both sides, making us mind the case more deeply. And sometimes preparation of the case was nothing like an examination. So questions could be asked, and we were supposed to look for all possible questions and still wait for some pleasant surprises. So I'm thankful, Your Lordship, that you gave me patient hearings always. I also witnessed occasions when Your Lordship took bold stand in favor of justice, and you didn't even mold your stand to please popular taste. That courage of conviction captured my affection and respect. Respected sir, I pray to the Almighty to bless you all good fortune, good health, and happiness in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jitendra Singh, sir. Kedia, sir, it's not often that two senior DRs stand up and give so much appreciation. So congratulations, sir. You are very popular on the other side of the fence also, sir. Now we have two charming young ladies to address us, both chartered accountants, both daughters of Shri Kedia. Yesterday when we met Kedia Saab and we asked him who would like to speak first and how long, he just smiled and he said, I don't know. So that's like good daughters who always surprise a proud father. So you decide who's going to come first, who's going to come second, or both together. The dice is for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today to honor and celebrate someone who means the world to me, not just as a father, but also as a mentor and a role model. Today marks the end of an incredible chapter in my father's life. After over 3 decades of hard work, dedication, and unwavering commitment to his work, it's finally time for him to slow down and live a little for himself. My father never had anything easy, but anyone who knows him will agree that he was never one to succumb to his circumstances. Coming from a humble background, he challenged his reality fearlessly and with utmost honesty, integrity, and dignity, the reason behind his fulfilling career trajectory. While most parents dream of providing their children with all the worldly comforts, my father not only fulfilled every demand I had, but also taught me the importance of hard work, to always stay hungry and never be satisfied with oneself, to never give up, and to always be kind. Today, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for all the sacrifices he has quietly made for our family and managed to stay the most present father despite being in a different city since 10 years. I can only hope to imbibe the kind of passion, drive, and tenacity um, he's held he's held for this career and may I can only sorry I'm sorry I can only hope to imbibe the kind of passion, drive, and tenacity you held for your career and make you a proud father one day. Congratulations, Papa. You've earned every bit of this. And thank you for everything. Your proud daughter, Shivangi, and your proud family.
Good morning, all. Thank you for being here today. Today, we have gathered here to celebrate the retirement of the most hardworking man I know, someone I'm proud to call my father every single day. Growing up, he didn't have an easy life, but he made sure that his family never had to face the same hardships. He is and has always been the pillar of our family. His mother used to tell him, "Padhai mein hi sab kuch hai," which means education is everything. He took these words to the heart and lived by them. And he passed the same belief to me and my sister. He came to Mumbai with almost nothing, and he built a life and a family brick by brick. Nothing was handed to him, he earned every bit of it. With no contacts and no clients, he started his own CA practice and eventually made a name for himself in the industry. His passion for work even led him to write a book on the Income Tax Act, an accomplishment that shows just how deeply committed he was to his field. One thing I've always admired is his thirst for knowledge. He never stopped learning, never stopped growing, and that drive helped him achieve everything he is today. When he was appointed as a judge in Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, I was too young to grasp the weight of this achievement. I remember being upset that he'd be away from us. But today, every time someone asks me, "What does your father do?" I proudly say he's a judge in income tax. I see their eyes widen and mine fill with pride. I also remember the small things, the things that mattered the most. I wasn't the best student growing up. Before every exam, when anxiety stay up with me, sometimes so far I studied on the dining table alone. See if I read the pressure. And those words gave me enough strength to keep going. I am a CA because of the endless love and support my parents have given me. Everything I am, everything I ever will be is because of you. Being the younger child, I was also the more pampered one. My father would get me anything I asked for. If I asked him for 100 rupees, I'd always get 1,000. That's just who he is, generous to a fault, especially with his love. Somehow, a man this brilliant, this sharp-minded, who could navigate the complexities of Income Tax Act, always lost to me at Uno. For the longest time, I genuinely believed it was me because I was that good at the game. He must have played over 500 games with me, and yet he wasn't allowed to play red on blue while I was. Every time I won, I told him, "You lost again," he just smiled, pull me into a hug, and tell me how proud of me he was. Whenever I misbehaved or took things very lightly, my ma would always gently remind me of what his life looked like, his struggles, his sacrifices, the sheer willpower it took to build a life for us. And I would wonder, how can someone be so selfless? How can someone give so much of themselves so quietly and for their family? Today, we celebrate the extraordinary professional life of Mr. Pradip Kedia, my father, the most resilient, honest, tireless, and driven man I know. And beyond all of that, the most loving father, husband, and human being. Papa, your legacy isn't just in the career you built, but in the lives you have shaped, the values you have instilled, and the strength you have passed on to us. Thank you. We are so proud of you, and we love you deeply.
Straight from the heart. The girls have set the stage on fire. Congratulations, Kedia sir. Now I request the Honorable Vice President, Shri Mahavir Singh, to please make his address.
Thank you. Actually, what I feel, bar is the custodian of the institution. That is court. As Ajay told me few days back, rather I called him. Whether you are organizing some function on the eve of superannuation of Brother Pradip Kedia. He said, "Sir, this is your program." I can, "No, it is never. If you have any plan, tell me, then accordingly we will do. Otherwise, if you don't want, I have no issue, we'll go ahead with our program." He immediately said, "Sir, we will organize reference." Bar takes full responsibility. I have no issues about that. And I'm very clear that bar is the custodian of Supreme Court. Bar Association is Supreme Court, High Courts, and same tribunal. Bar includes department also, because they are also arguing, they are stakeholders. You both are stakeholders. So Ajay, I'm very happy for this. And I'm thankful to Bar Institute of Chartered Accountant for this, for organizing this farewell function. Bar members, other departmental representatives, members, family members of Brother Pradip Kedia, Madam Kedia, two beautiful daughters, Shivangi and Kushi. Both are chartered accountants by profession. You have heard them. Today's day, Brother Pradip Kedia is demitting office of accountant member after serving little less than 10 years and superannuating from government service. I joined Delhi benches, and first time I sat with him twice or thrice or so, not more. Before that, I've seen him, known him during brief interactions, either in conferences or some official functions. After coming to Delhi, while sitting with him, I came to know that he is totally dedicated and loyal to the institution. And these are two his hallmarks. As far as his judicial functioning is concerned, he goes deep into the matter, and his judicial acumen, his knowledge of act, and vast experience during his practice, almost 25 years. He worked in various fields. He is a company secretary also. He did a lot of work in SEBI. And that has given edge to him while working here in tribunal. His orders, he authored almost 6,000 orders. And you read his orders, reading his order is a treat actually. And he is fair to both the sides. He decide the case even-handedly. He give full opportunity of hearing to both the sides. And his orders are flawless. His relationship with bar, with departmental representative, with colleagues, with staff, more so with staff, is so cordial, and he developed love with all. But he maintained equal distance from bar as well as from departmental representative as far as his judicial working is concerned. Brother Kedia, superannuation is one part, because first you started with your life in practice. This is second inning. I'm sure that in third inning, you will do something or the other thing. You will not sit idle, because You are a man of energy. I wish you all the best. But one thing I'll tell you, we will miss him in the morning assembly and evening tea. He is the most wittiest person among all of us. And he keep the atmosphere in morning 5 minutes and half an hour in the evening. When we go together, we discuss many things about bar people, about DRs, we discuss. So he is the wittiest person and he talks all the way. And we will miss that, brother. I wish you all success in your life, future endeavors, good health. And madam and both daughters, now I'm sure that he will spend good time with you. He was away 10 years from family. Only Saturday, Sunday he used to come. Otherwise, he is totally a dedicated man. He was dedicated to this institution. He did a lot of work. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Mahavir Singh Ji. You've told us a lot of his qualities which we did not know. We know he's always smiling, but since there is one more speaker before Kedia Saab responds, I would request, sir, that we get an occasion to get a peek into the wit part of it, which we've missed. So before that, the Honorable President, ITAT, Justice Badang, has sent a note to be read today, and Shri M. Balaganesh, Honorable Accountant Member, will read that.
First of all, I thank Honorable Vice President Shri Mahavir Singh Saab to give me this opportunity to read the message of our Honorable President of ITAT, and I read as under. Good morning, everyone. My esteemed colleague Shri Pradip Kumar Kedia, Vice President Shri Mahavir Singh, sitting members at Delhi, and those who have joined virtually, Shri Ajay Wadhwa, President ITAT Bar Association, Delhi, Shri Dharamveer Singh, CITDR Admin, Delhi, members of the ITAT Bar Association at Delhi, family members of Shri Kedia, and those who have joined virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have gathered to bid farewell to one of our esteemed colleagues, Shri Pradip Kumar Kedia, who would be demitting office today, that is 2025, after rendering service of almost a decade as accountant member in this tribunal. Shri Kedia was born on 21/5/1963 in village Balrampur, in Purulia district in West Bengal, where he received his basic education. He completed his graduation in BSc Science in 1984 and Chartered Accountancy in February 1989 from Faridabad. Thereafter, he was briefly employed in Kelvinator of India at Faridabad. In April 1990, he started his practice as a Chartered Accountant at Mumbai. Simultaneously, he completed Company Secretary course in 1994 and also developed understanding in the field of corporate laws and mercantile laws. He has also done certification program on alternate dispute resolution conducted by Department of Law, University of Mumbai in December 2004. Mr. Kedia served the accountancy profession as a practicing chartered accountant for 25 years in Mumbai. During these years, he was mainly engaged in litigation practice and appeared before income tax authorities and ITAT, Company Law Tribunal, and other forums. He was simultaneously engaged in arbitration proceedings, both institutional and private, and also functioned as arbitrator in contractual disputes in stock exchanges and commodity exchanges for nearly 15 years and adjudicated more than 1,000 cases between September 1999 to March 2015. During this period, he has delivered talks on current and emerging tax issues in seminars, study circles, and other professional forums regularly, and has also authored articles on different aspects of taxation, which have been published in reputed journals. He has also authored a book titled Law of Free Assessment Under Income Tax, which has received overwhelming response from the taxpayers and practitioners alike. He joined Income Tax Appellate Tribunal in May 2015. During his tenure in ITAT, he has served in Pune benches, Ahmedabad benches, and Delhi benches. His profound knowledge of tax jurisprudence, which he has acquired during his practice of accountancy for nearly 2.5 decades, is reflected in the orders authored by him. Shri Kedia has authored nearly 6,000 orders dealing with a wide spectrum of income tax disputes, many of which have been reported in various tax journals. To name a few, decision of Delhi Tribunal in the case of RRPR Holding Private Limited, reported in 152 taxman.com 537. The issue was pertaining to substantial capital loss claimed for the first time in the revised return. He examined the scope and interplay between subsection 1, 3, and 5 of section 139 and 80 of Income Tax Act. Incidentally, he has also examined the scope of powers of tribunal under section 254(1) of the Act. Decision of Ahmedabad Tribunal in the case of Ozone India Limited, reported in 126 taxman.com 192, wherein he examined the deeming fiction seeking to tax the capital receipt by way of share premium over and above the fair value of shares. Decision of Tribunal in the case of Tyrone Patrick, reported in 60 CCH 295, wherein he examined the scope of powers of the assessing officer for reopening of the assessment and held that the assessing officer cannot expand the scope of assessment under section 147 of the Act, even if no return of income is filed. Decision of Ahmedabad Tribunal in the case of Shailesh S. Patel, reported in 97 taxman.com 570, wherein the scope and ambit of reopening provision under section 147 of the Act has been examined in contrast to the proceedings under section 153C of the Act. Yet another decision of Ahmedabad Tribunal, Harshad Kumar Amrutlal Patel, wherein the characterization of income under the head capital gains and business income having different applications have been examined and the relevant law laid down thereon. And the list continues. His orders reflect deep understanding of the issues and an overwhelming sense of doing justice. Shri Kedia is now due to start his next innings after a long and successful tenure, saving the judicial fraternity in general and the litigants in particular. Personally, my acquaintance with Shri Kedia has been only for last 1.5 years. I found Shri Kedia to be extremely amiable, soft-spoken, and an able judicial officer, and above all, a good human being. Shri Kedia is blessed with 2 daughters, both of whom are chartered accountants. The elder daughter, Ms. Shivangi Kedia, is employed in Prime Lending Division of Kotak Mahindra Bank at Mumbai, while his younger daughter, Ms. Kushi Kedia, is employed in Exim Bank at Mumbai as a credit analyst. Shri Kedia, I am informed, is very health conscious and passionate about sports. He is a very good table tennis and badminton player. Watching cricket is also his favorite pastime. I am happy that Shri Kedia will now get more opportunity to devote time for his personal likings and hobbies. I, on behalf of the entire IT family, extend my best wishes to Shri Kedia and his family members for a life filled with health, happiness, and a sense of fulfillment. Thank you. Signed by Justice C.V. Badansa. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Justice Badang, President of the ITAT, and Honorable Shri Balaganesh, Accountant Member in Delhi, for reading this, sir. And before I hand it over to Kedia, sir, on behalf of the ITAT Bar and everybody present here, sir, a very happy birthday to you, sir. So, stage is yours, sir.
Honorable President of the ITAT, Honorable Vice President, Delhi Zone, Shri Mahavir Singh sir, esteemed colleague on the dais, in the Delhi bar, in the Delhi benches, Shri Dharambir Singh ji, CITDR, Shri Jitendra Singh ji, CITDR, other officers of the department, Permanent President of the ITAT Bar Association, Shri Ajay Wadhwa, Vice Chairman Shri R.S. Ahuja, Ranjan Chopra ji, Ajay Vora Sahab, Verjan Sahab, Dr. Rakesh Gupta, Ashwini Kumar ji, Salil Agrawal ji, Salil Kapoor ji, and other learned officers, office bearers, and very eminent personalities and brilliant minds in the CA and legal fraternity is present here. My family members present here today, registry officers and staff serving day and night for the ITAT, gracious ladies and gentlemen, and all and one and all present here. I am very excited today to welcome this very special day for me when I am present here with my family, respected colleagues, legal luminaries, to celebrate the disruption in ongoing status quo in life and exit from the day-to-day regimented schedule. I need not now come here in the morning at the scheduled time. I can have my own fun. When I look back, I noticed that most of the best things in my life have happened unplanned and by accident. Having completed graduation in science from MD University, Rohtak, I was clueless about the future. I was advised to join CA by one of my well-wishers who also was having the science background and incidentally doing CA. He encouraged me to join CA. By his, I accepted his advice, he inspired me, and I completed my chartered accountancy in Faridabad in November 1988. I began practice in Mumbai and entered in litigation practice again by accident. I used to refer the briefs to other lawyers and the chartered accountants, and I found that some of this work I can do myself, and that is how my journey started in ITAT. I appeared before the company law tribunal and the arbitration panels parallelly. I found it really very interesting, and then I acted as a arbitrator also for a long time, for about 15 years. And I got the opportunity to interact with the lawyers, not on the tech sides, but on the contractual dispute side. And I learned few perspective from them on the position of law, how they understand, how they read. And that is how the journey started. In one matter, I just want to say, because this is the opportunity when perhaps I can express this. In one matter involving the challenge to the jurisdiction for reopening of the assessment, I appeared before the CIT appeal in Mumbai in somewhere in 1999. In the hindsight, I see that I was having a very peripheral knowledge of the jurisdictional aspect of the reopening. I had just challenged it. I lost the case in the CIT appeal and took the matter before the ITAT. Meanwhile, I started reading everything, all the judgments which I came across on the subject of reassessment. And I found that my case is very strong. Although by the time the matter was listed in ITAT, I had not developed that incisive knowledge, and I lost there in ITAT as well. I filed the miscellaneous application. The miscellaneous application was admitted. The case was recalled, and the matter was again heard afresh. By that time, I had acquired the knowledge which was required. I had read almost all judgments which I came across. I was fairly certain that I have a very, very strong case. There is no jurisdiction involved. I mean, the jurisdiction is palpably not available to the assessing officer in this case. Although on merit, there was hardly any case. The matter was listed before Shri Rajpal Sahib and Sudhakar Reddy Sahib, combination of that too. And the efforts that I put to understand the reopening, I found that the tribunal members have very easily understood at that point of time. Within 2 minutes time, they could decide a matter which I had lost, again recalled, and then the bench decided this. I understood the power of the tribunal, that this is how the justice can be served here. I was under serious anxiety before the matter was heard, and I understood the perspective of the taxpayers on this kind of disputes. Having developed the understanding on the subject, I thought might as well, why not to write a book? I had not come across a single book on the subject. I was having no material. I was just reading from the different sources, and in those times, some expert program used to come, and I used to go through those judgments in favor, against, and I used to try to understand the distinctions. And that is how, with some extra efforts, the book was authored. And I got a bit of CA fraternity. In the my appointment in ITAT also came by accident from nowhere. In a writ petition filed in the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court had earlier taken a contrary position in my own case, changed the view, and he gave me the order. In the earlier, in the initial order, it said that the candidate has no indefeasible right over the appointment. But later on, in the writ petition, when the Supreme Court had the occasion to see the facts incisively, they found that it is a fit case for giving the appointment. And that is how I got the entry in the ITAT, and I am before you. So that is how the journey started in ITAT. I joined the ITAT after nearly 6 months of the appointment letter. My first posting was in Pune benches. I was eager to play my next inning on somewhat familiar wicket. I thought that I understand the text very well, so it will be a very easy walk for me. It found to be totally otherwise. I was having very little understanding about the tax laws. I was doing only work on the few area, whereas here the canvas is very, very wide. I was having very little training to dictate the tax judgments. That I realized when I joined the ITAT. While essaying the role of the accountant member in Pune, I shared benches with Madam Sushma Chawla and my friend and colleague, Shri Vikas Awasthi ji. Madam Sushma Chawla, I am in that sense extremely obliged to her. She contributed to a great deal in my understanding as to how to write the orders. She always used to tell me, the chambers, that the order has to be tail heavy, in the sense that when you write a decision, while you summarize the assessment order, summarize the findings of the CIT appeal, and then the representations, submissions made on behalf of both sides, those need naturally to come in the order, and you need to deal it. But then in the finding part, in the summary, you have to summarize the controversy again, write the relevant facts connected to that issue, and then give your process of reasoning and come to a conclusion. That is how it should be tail heavy, because it is the finding most of the time people read, and not the entire judgment. So that gave me the understanding, how it helped me, because at times when I'm writing the assessment initial part, sometimes I'm not very clear about the facts. But by the time I reach the finding, I acquire the facts properly, and I try to write the order to the best of my ability. And this tail heavy concept worked for me for last 10 years. So for that, it was all Sushma Chawla madam who made me understand how to write the order. And then I got the opportunity to sit with Shri Vikas Awasthi sahab in those days in Pune. He underscored the need for reading the orders after elections. You read the order entirely and iron out the grammatical errors. He used to point out some grammatical errors when I used to send the orders to him for signature. And I used to feel very sad that I should have read this. Mistakes still at times remain. But our endeavor should be to see that the grammatical errors do not remain. It was all Vikas Awasthi sahab who made me understand and realize the need for reading the final order. Thank you, Vikas, for making me, helping me all along. not only in writing of the orders, everything. I was soon transferred to Ahmedabad benches. My stint in Pune did not last longer. But in Ahmedabad, I met the likes of Shri Talendra Yadav, Shri R.P. Tolani, Shri Pramod Kumar, Shri Rajpal Yadav, Sadbir Singh ji, my dear friend, Shri Manish Morad, Shri Mahavir Prasad, and other learned members in Ahmedabad. The witty jokes and swags, particularly of Sadbir and Mahavir Prasad, kept the humor flowing in the corridor uninterrupted. It was an altogether different experience than what I had gathered in Pune. The void of being away from the family mitigated to a great extent because of the swags, because of the humor continuously flowing from our dear, very dear Sadbir ji. And that is how I survived in Ahmedabad without family. I found a very sweet family in them. Sooner, Sister Madhumita joined the bandwagon somewhere in March 2018. The jokes that we used to exchange freely while Madhumita was not there were different. After Madhumita joined the bandwagon, the laughter bit gone bit softer. However, the food quality in the dining hall was totally different after Sister Madhumita came. It became far more delectable. She used to bring Bengali foods, and we used to have luchi. What, Mr. Sister? Luchi and what is that called? Some potato sabji, Bengali sabji, and many other items. She was extremely. She used to ensure that we go out, we have good eat. Various restaurants in Ahmedabad, it is all courtesy. In Ahmedabad benches, apart from all this, I found a moving institution in Sri Rajpal Sahab. While I had understood the skill of drafting the order a bit in Pune benches, Rajpal Sahab gave me a totally different perspective. He used to quote some phrases which eased in my mind while I was serving the tribunal. That one of them, that in the tribunal you will never give complete facts, and 2 + 2 facts will not be available in tribunal. If those facts are available, why will anybody come to the tribunal? So between the available facts, within the available facts, you have to decide the case. Have to also develop a practice not to corner the counsels. They are doing their best to explain the facts which are available to them. So beyond a point, we don't have to ask questions. And we have to fill in the gaps, whatever is possible within that. This advice, while observing neutrality in the system, in the work that I am supposed to do, this advice started allowing me to give the benefit of doubt to the SSC. Most of the cases, I mean, this is how I used to thought. Rajpal Sahab also used to tell us, not me alone, to the who were there around, that set aside should be the last possible way of adjudicating the issue. It is after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, cases come here. And by the time things change, we don't remember what has happened 6 months back. It is difficult for any SSC to go back and then explain the case to the assessing officer. As far as possible, the matter should be decided in the tribunal when it has traveled so far. Take a firm and decisive call on the subject and decide yourself. All these learnings came from the institution of Rajpal Sahib. He was always available for this second opinion whether he is part of the bench or not. I utilized it free of cost. Anytime he used to just step in, and I used to always come with a smiling face. He is giving some idea or the other, which is quite gelling with the situation. The most flawless personality in the tribunal. I want to mention it today because this is my last day in the tribunal. After a stint of about 5 years in the Ahmedabad, in the Ahmedabad benches in Delhi, without my, I have no option. But then I was not very comfortable coming to Delhi. I wanted to be around Mumbai or nearby city. But then Honorable President, then G.S. Pannu Sahab thought it fit that I should come into Delhi and serve here. Here in Delhi, I again got the opportunity to work with likes of judicial members like Satyajit Dey Sahab, Kul Bharat Sahab, C.M. Garg Sahab. Again, I mean, reunion in some sense. Godara Sahab used to work with me in, I used to work with him in Ahmedabad benches earlier. Yogesh Kumar ji, Anubhav Sharma Sahab, Vimal Kumar ji, Pradip Kumar, Sudhir Parikh Sahab. I shared the benches occasionally with Honorable Vice President Sahab also sitting next to me. I got very less opportunity because he recently joined here in and so, but then when I saw the personality of Sri Mahavir Sahab, I saw the acclaim and tenor of Rajpal Sahab, which I was missing here initially. So the kind of affection, the kind of response he used to give all along while I was here, I'm really very honored and very grateful to Honorable Vice President Sahab on this. And I must say this. I shall miss, sir, and remember the special lemon tea that I used to get in your chamber in the afternoon. You used to call me and we used to enjoy lemon tea together. I also only embrace the joy of being with Narendra Bilaya Sahab, who used to be, now he is not here, he is in Mumbai benches, but we used to have very good time. Narendra Bilaya, Kul Bharat Sahab, Anil Chaturvedi Sahab, I remember them. On this occasion, I also want to share some pinned thoughts on the learnings that I acquired in the ITT. Most of the disputes involved are very basic, very foundational, and very fundamental. The crux of what I have understood in last 10 years in ITAT, that most of the disputes arise because of the shifting of onus. Sometimes it is the onus of the revenue and the onus is being wrongly shifted upon the SSE. Vice versa. At times it is the onus has to be discharged by the SSE, but it is being shifted to them. This has led to a lot of disputes. So this lot of cases involved around this kind of the exercise of jurisdiction, the exercise of discretion by the assessing officers in the cases where they are entitled to exercise the jurisdiction discretion. Cases have arisen because of the exercise of discretion or perhaps not exercise of discretion. This has led to a lot of disputes. The discretion which are otherwise statutory in nature, discretion is not the personal discretion of the assessing officer. It is the statutory discretion which was not being exercised, leading to the disputes here. This is another nature of dispute that I found that a lot of cases because of this non-exercise of the discretion which was supposed to be. Then doctrine of preponderance of probabilities again. That a lot of cases I came across because of the incorrect applicability of the doctrine or when it was supposed to be applied, has not been applied in the right perspective. The strictness of the jurisdictional requirement, sometimes it is not understood by the revenue, and the jurisdiction has been wrongly exercised. A lot of cases revolve around that kind of wrong applying the principles of which is otherwise mandatory. 90% of the provisions under the Income Tax Act are dimming. The principles for interpretation of the dimming fiction, many cases are on that line where the dimming provisions have been understood incorrectly by either side. The lot of cases where on account of revolved around the statement of the parties, retraction thereof, and the incorrect principles have been applied, leading to the dispute. Cross-examination has not been offered. Affidavits have been filed by the SSC, not asking for the cross-examination, not given the cross-examination, a lot of these kind of things. I can broadly say that this assignment as a accountant member for last 10 years was quite stimulating. It elevated my outlook on the tech and gave me a kind of 360-degree experience on the various facets of the tax laws. I also want to share that the beauty of this job is not in what we read in the Income Tax Act and just give the interpretation for the readers. It is about the nature of the nature of the institution. The members from different background, different places, different food style, different grow up, assembly here, and they bring so much to the table. It's so enjoyable to interact with them. Their food, their talk, their language. Bala says, "Don't talk in Hindi. I don't understand Hindi," and that is how this so much of affection, so much of love we share among ourselves. Food, Bengali food, South food. Here is one place where you get to see the country. This is what was so stimulating. This job gave me the opportunity to travel widely. Hyderabad, Bangalore, Ranchi, Jabalpur, Raipur, so many places, apart from the regular stations that having so many conferences, different places. It was all fun. Though I did not sit with the accountant members because of the system, but the off the benches interaction with Shamim sir, with Bala, with Rahman Saab, with the now, and really Naveen Chandra Saab, BK Singh Saab. There are Avdesh Saab, Manish Agrawal ji now joined recently. It is so much of fun. So this job is not just about writing few orders. While I close this chapter of ITT journey, I carry with me countless memories and gratitude for the unstinted support I seamlessly received from all quarters. From the bottom of my heart, I thank each one of you whom I have come across in this marvelous career. I'm sure the stakeholders will judge me kindly. And after I depart the office, I am returning back to my family who have been waiting for last 10 years. I owe all this service to my family who have mastered the art of surviving without me in last 10 years. My kids have grown up without me being around. Now I'll have the opportunity to share my joy, my talks with them. So and this, after having completed this 10 years, I'm actually feeling very, very buoyant, very, very high, that I'm going back to my people, and I will do what I'm liking, so which I have not been doing for so far. Last 10 years, I've been just coming in the morning and going in the evening and reading files and doing work. Now I'll have the opportunity to enjoy the rest. I'll detox for some time after I've left, but I know, I can promise to my family that I'm not going to melt down. I'll start my things again. I got a message in the morning I want to share. Happy retirement day. No tension, only pension. So that is what I'm going to celebrate now. Thank you, one and all present here, and sparing valuable time for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kedia sir. This exposition by you can be summed up by me in just one phrase, which I think we are all familiar with, Man Ki Baat. With that, I'll request our secretary, Shri Ranjan Chopra, to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Brother Aris. Honorable Vice President Shri Mahavir Singh Ji, Honorable Shri P.K. Kedia Ji, Honorable members of the tribunal, family members of Shri Kedia Ji, learned departmental representatives, my colleagues at the bar, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a heartful duty for me to deliver this vote of thanks on this momentous occasion of retirement of Shri Kedia Ji. Shri Kedia Ji's journey has been one of the dedication, fairness, and deep understanding of law. On behalf of everyone present here, my colleagues at the bar, members, staff, and well-wishers, I extend our sincere gratitude to you for your exemplary service. You all family members who have stood of vote. To thank guests, and friends who joined us today to pay tribute to our remarkable member. As you step into a new chapter of life, may it be filled with peace, good health, and well-deserved relaxation. In the end, I request all the honorable members, all present here, including department representatives, to join for light refreshment at the first floor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.